when you were acting in Gold Star, did you apply? I'm assuming you kind of did the same.
Lee Strasberg would be so angry at what I did as an actor in Gold Star, because it was too there was no a lot of it was just literally what happened. Most of the stuff between my father and I, there's a lot of caretaking scenes where I'm lifting him in a crane out of his wheelchair into bed, and it was pretty much like I was just recreating that. And I forget how many years it is, I don't remember why, but there's this rule that Strasberg said that you're not supposed to use an event until it's been a certain amount of years, because it'll touch a nerve that's too deep and you might not, it's just too emotionally manipulative. And I did that the whole shoot. It was just like, well, we're shooting in my house, we're using all of my dad's stuff, a lot of this happened. It was just, I was emotionally manipulating myself. But I feel like the method is also like really misunderstood in general, because you're not actually, and I was doing it wrong in high school, I had no idea what I was doing, but you're not actually thinking like, oh, I'm using my dead dog. There's so much work that goes in ahead of time, of using objects in effective memory and these exercises to put yourself in these situations and just see what happens. So it's really about opening your body up to being able to react to things and sense memory. So and the more you practice those, the more it just becomes innate in you, and you can just like trigger on it and just be natural. But yeah, people think like, oh, Christian Bale lost 40 pounds for this role, that's so method. I mean, that's not method, that's just Christian Bale losing 40 pounds because he wanted to.
Yeah, it's just being the character.
Yeah, 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 so it's not, I really threw myself in there. Because it had only been, my dad passed away in 2012, and we shot less than 2 years after his death. So it was just very intense. Like, we pulled his hospital equipment out of the attic 2 weeks before we started filming, and I was just like, oh my god. We shot in the hospital he stayed at. It was just like a lot of really personal stuff that I was like, yes, I'm not acting, really. But I am, but I'm not, you know what I mean. It's intense.
Is there a reason why you didn't cast someone else to play you? Was it kind of like the same thing where like you didn't want anyone else to touch the script, like you wanted to have like the control over it, or?
It's not that I wanted so much control over it, it's that I initially wrote it so that I wasn't acting in anything really much, and I was very frustrated with the things I was auditioning for, and that's why I had been just writing so much in general, because I was like, this script, I could write something better than that, I think. So initially, all of the writing started out me wanting to just create work for myself, and then it became a realization, I want to be a filmmaker. I auditioned once since we wrapped in October, and I'm so much more fulfilled as an artistic human being, not auditioning at all, and just wanting to write and think about other films to direct and things like that. I feel like I found myself. What was your question? I like what I had to. It was far too personal, a film, and I feel like a similar thing for the directing. I feel like if I didn't do either of those things, I would have been much more in my head and frustrated if I saw something happening that I didn't like going on, and it would have distracted from the role I was actually doing, if that makes any sense. So doing those dual roles was easier for me than I thought it would be, because I knew what I wanted. I knew what I could do as an actor. I knew I wrote it for knowing what I was capable of. But in general, I'm very collaborative person. Like anyone that read the script was receptive to their thoughts. I wanted to know. I changed things on the day we were filming, and changed lines and blocking and things like that. And we had a lot of happy accidents and good things happen. And I think it's about staying open. But it's just such a personal film that I needed to play the role.